This character opened a brand new arsenal to Wynncraft's most depraved degenerosity. First it was Lari, the OG, Wynncraft's favorite elf girl. She also got ears recently, which according to these guys is the most important thing to come out of this last update. And this guy wants her covered in cheese, I guess. Then entered our next beloved gladiator in the Wynncraft waifu battle royale. Wynncraft is a game that is dense with story. I could tell you all about A Hunter's Calling, Point of No Return, or the Journey questline where you watch your friends get picked off one by one as you're forced to carry on through this soulless wasteland. Despite sometimes pandering to silly comedy, they still had a job in establishing a relationship with me. They had the challenge of getting a dumb, impatient, casual goober like me invested in this stupid block game. They had to make me care about their characters in story, and how am I supposed to get attached to this? I get Lari. She's like an elf goddess and a bitch, mostly a bitch. This is a bird. Her name is Ava. Now Ava, this standing, walking, talking humanoid bird, is a part of a quest called Feathers Fly. I don't know what kind of person this story is made for. I just know they shouldn't be allowed near school zones, zoos, or me, because I will be put on a list. But then I realized this video would be really funny. Now, is there actually something deeper here, or is this just another comedic silly story? I don't know. I skipped all the dialogue. I wanted speed searches. But a few of you, like me, have probably ran through this a while ago. And many of you still live in your blissful innocence, not even knowing this exists. So allow me to ruin that. And let's take a look back at the quest in the story of Feathers Fly. In this story, on an island called Corkus, it had a race of bird people on it called Avos. Later, a bunch of magic humans came to the island and became friends with the Avos. As humans expanded this way, not that way. Over time, they lost their magic and created electricity. Not electromagic. I am not calling it electromagic. And everything was going well. But guess what they did? That's right. They created ChatGPT. It's common knowledge, actually, that Wynncraft, in fact, was actually the first to the race, not the OpenAI research team. No, I'm talking about AI. So, humans do human things, mass produce a bunch of hyper-intelligent mechs, bada bing, bada boom. You have the most classic cut and dry case of an AI-driven dystopian society. The mechs rebel for no fucking reason and completely shit on everyone on the island. And this effectively kills the relations between the bird people and the humans. It's basically racism. Except instead of slavery, it's just a bunch of really scary robots. This is where the quest begins. Now, when you meet Ava, immediately she's like introduced as the problem child. She likes the electricity. She likes electricity. Electricity represents the humans. Her people, the Avos, do not fuck with electricity. This gets Ava kicked out of the Avos territory, but that doesn't stop her from stealing their sacred totem on the way out, using it in tandem with electricity and creating the most fun minigame of all time.
This sucks. Poop.
Yeah, this shit sucks. It's called the growth accelerator. The point is, it makes things bigger. Okay, ladies, please leave the room for a brief moment. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Anyways, welcome back, ladies. Ava creates a machine called the Growth Accelerator, and you start off by growing a tree. This obviously shocks the silly bird woman, who sees it as the perfect opportunity to go back to the Avos territory.
1 of 3? Not again.
Fast forward, you have a massive tree, and you are left with a very upset Evo chieftain who's now infuriated that he now realizes that the sacred totem was stolen to create the machine. That's basically where part 1 leaves off. Part 2 starts with Ava telling you she's decided she wants to show the machine to the humans this time. This is obviously easier said than done because of that whole racism thing from earlier, so you and Ava need to find a way in.
What? I forgot about this.
Did you catch that? Look closer. Right there. Look. There are fucking options. They're not even hiding it. Why are there options? This has to be fetish content. This means someone on the content team really spent time developing this quest and consciously decided, yeah, he's not just gonna wear one outfit. You gotta pick the outfit. You have to go out of your way and put that into the story. There's no way they added 4 fucking outfits just because they felt like the story needed it. Wynncraft has added Barbie to a bird. Moving on, Ava gets her outfit and you're supposed to find an audience. Now immediately, questions start popping up in my head. What's an audience? Who's the audience? Where's the audience? Oh, she doesn't even know either. This creepy homeless dude has the audience. Why does he have the audience? Okay, we have the audience. What the fuck? I see. We have an audience with the council. I'm not like buying a random ass crowd of people off some erratic bum in an underpass. Oh my god, why was that so confusing? You and Ava are now presenting the silly machine to the council. Also, this guy makes an appearance as a surprise council member. His name's Maxie and he has a ton of lore in other quests. And also another very degenerate fandom like Lari and Ava. Kind of an important character, but this video is about Ava, not him. So, moving on to the actual demonstration.
2 of 8?
So the machine is a resounding success, but it's exposed that Ava is, get this, a spooky bird woman, and the entire council freaks out like she just did blackface in 2024. Then when everybody chases her out, it's revealed that she's now evolved into a terrorist and has deemed it necessary to fuck up the city with a big plant. That's okay though, because the player takes down the plant in like 2 seconds and everyone magically forgets anything happened. Later, you go to chase down Ava again. Apparently, a few of the council members, Maxie included, are quite fond of Ava after the experience, even after the whole terrorist plant thing, and everything is happy ever after. Even with that goofy Avo chieftain, he's literally seen at the top of Ava's tower after you complete the 2 quests. He's just sitting there. Why? Also, it's worth noting that Ava also makes an appearance in the Blizzard Festival during 2022. She talks about being less lonely with Maxie around. They're not dating, by the way. Maxie is literally gay. And she feels that the chieftain is watching her. I mean, figures. But other than that, that's all the lore we get on Ava. Okay, that is not bad. That's just the quest. The community's reaction to this quest, however, is a whole different story. It would be an absolute disservice to go further into this without briefly touching up on the actual most thirsted over girl in Wynn, Lari, which basically is, you know, the very first Degenerates prequel to this video. I was harsh on Lari's questline. She might have the strongest fan base, but oh my god, she is a horrible character. I don't know if you've heard of it, but she kind of reminds me of this girl named Summer from Fish Tank.
I've been institutionalized before. Eventually I'll get out.
I'm not crazy. I'm just...
You can kill me, I guess, if you want. It never had to get to this point. I tried to warn you guys.
She's hot even though she's crazy? No, she's hot because she's crazy.
Bam, right there. That's when it hit me. She's hot because she's crazy. In retrospect, that is essentially what Lari is to the community. She is literally built like a Hello Kitty girl. One moment she's a goody two-shoes, she can't even hurt a fly, and she's overly compassionate to the point where it's genuinely annoying. Then, a switch flips, and this bad bitch pulls out the fucking knife on you. Boys, it all makes sense now. I think I'm a part of Team Lari. I get it. Nah, she still sucks. Ava, on the other hand, actually feels like a more well-written and better-rounded character. Unlike Lari's Realm of Light, I actually enjoyed this quest, like, a lot more than I expected. She has flaws, sure, but she has actual redeemable qualities that make up for it. At no point while I was playing through the story did I feel like, yeah, that's a cheap cop-out. That we don't talk about the Growth Accelerator game. But throughout this story, I found myself relating so much easier to this bird than the latter hyper-inflated exaggerated Wynn's top girl. Maybe the Barbie segment was a bit of a stretch to be completely honest, but it was so much easier to attach myself to a story of some poor girl who was outcasted from both sides of a conflict, disregarding her origins and finding their strengths through electricity and nature and using them in tandem to create something so much more powerful and meaningful than anyone would have dared thought otherwise. It's a story about conflict passed through generational divides and prejudices, and how all it takes is one person who thinks differently that creates that special spark to unite 2 sides of a conflict back together. And really, this left a much larger impression on me than I expected. Until I opened Discord. Alright, here we go again. Yeah, let me just, type in Ava. Alright, that's par for the course. Okay, how about Ava has file? Aw, that's cute. Dude, stop. Okay, that's enough. Not just pictures, of course. Just like Lari's fandom, the community's even made full animations. They've got threads dedicated to this goofy ass bird too. You can literally scroll through this thing for hours, and people still update it with new shit to this day. And they might not have like a psychotic parallel to Lari's Love Club, but there's still a few weirdos, like this guy. A few of you guys who are actually active in the community were waiting for this. This dude has dedicated every fucking fiber of his being to Ava. I will literally keyword and click on a random message with Ava contained in it, and this dude's just there. Yep, this guy needs Jesus. Overall, this is not as bad as I thought. The more I researched into Ava this time, the more I realized just how much I undersold things in the last video I did on Lari. You could largely avoid the weirdness if you just ignored the last guy I mentioned, which is until I made this video. But man, these Lari fans are everywhere. Discord, in-game, Reddit, YouTube, forums. I think the war between Ava and Lari fans is less that Ava fans are hating on Lari fans. It's just more so that people are so fed up with Lari fans that they feel the need to go into their corners and throw fists around the people who won't shut the hell up. We really need to normalize bullying again. What happened to shoving people in lockers? Is this story as bad as Lari's? Doesn't even come close. What I will say, though, is that this definitely panders a bit. Listen, I'm not gonna point fingers, but you know who you are and you know what you did. Now for the most important question, am I Team Lari or am I Team Ava? Listen, I'm going to the grave before I choose either Hello Kitty Girl or Zoophilia. I am choosing Genprist. After the skin revamp before I choose either of those two. We stand on business on the Lunacrash YouTube channel. But most importantly, subscribe, it's right there. I talk about really cool things like our Wynncraft economic impending doom. Please, I'll upload again sooner this time. Please, I swear, maybe. I'll think really hard about it. Wait, where are you going? Come back.